Hey class, this is Mr. Schmidt. We're reviewing the first quiz we had at the beginning of the year as we try to plot graphs. So what we see is we have a velocity time graph, and we're going to try to get an acceleration time graph off of this. So the key thing here is to know the slope, because acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. Okay, so if we say acceleration is change in velocity over change in time, that's the same thing as saying change in y over change in x, which is why we can say slope. Okay, so what I suggest is that you pause this for a moment, try to do this question, and then come back with your solution. Okay, so assuming that you have now tried this, we're going to go through and show our answer here. All right, so what is the slope for the first 2 seconds? Well, the slope is 0. There's no rise over run. Okay, so as we look at this here, the slope is 0 for the first 2 seconds. Okay. All right. Now the slope increases. So we see that the slope goes up 1 and over 1, and it continues to go up 1 and over 1 all the way till it gets to 5 seconds. Okay, so we can start here, go up 1 and over 1 all the way to 5 seconds. Okay, so question here, will these lines be connected? Yes, there should be a slight clip to each of these. Based on how it's drawn, there would be an instantaneous jump, but based on reality, there's going to be some curved points here that are not captured in the data. Okay. All right, now at 5 seconds, what's our slope? Well, again, we did not change our y. Okay, remember, you can always go back to change in y over change in x. So our y values did not change. So we can come back down, and we saw 0 once again. Okay, and then finally it went down to and over 1. So our slope is going to be -2. Okay, so for each of these, we're doing our slope. So our slope here, change in y over change in x, so that equaled 0 over 2, which is why we had a 0 slope. Okay, over here, our slope, again, we're just going to keep doing the same equation every time. Okay, this, it increased 1, 2, 3, and it went over 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we saw for that entire length of the line, the slope was constant. Okay, and then here, we're back with the slope. Okay, so that was 0 over 1. So we saw another 0. And then here, it went down to and over 1. So that's why we're down to -2. Okay, so that is the acceleration in meters per second squared. Okay,